Well, hello, Miss Bibi. How are you today? It's so good to see you. You're looking
I'm
good.
great.
It's
I
good.
am delighted to be here with you.
You look like you got some sunshine coming through your windows like I do. We're having a beautiful day here in North Carolina.
Yes, it's nice.
But I'm
Mild
glad.
for the season.
Yes, the storm is on the way. So we're preparing here in North Carolina. But it's good to get together again. And today our topic we've chosen to talk about is inflammation, right?
Yeah.
All righty. Well, I'm going to tell a little bit about what inflammation is. And then if I don't cover it all, you can put in and share some more, okay?
Yeah.
We know that inflammation can be a part of the body that gets red or swollen. It can be hot and with pain, injury, or infection, and dilation of small blood vessels in the area of an injury. And that's just a short version. But if you'd like to elaborate some more, Bibi, there's all sorts of types of inflammation outside inside the body.
Yeah. Yeah. So definitely if you get cut or you get sick or anything like that, you can experience those things, which is inflammation. And then you can also have what's called chronic inflammation, where your whole body is constantly in that state of being inflamed.
Yes.
And that's obviously something that's really hard on the body and something you definitely want to avoid.
And when you say that, it makes me think of autoimmune. I think that's becoming one of the most common things that people are being affected by, these autoimmune issues. And, when we were kids, I don't remember anything being called an autoimmune problem. But
Right.
today we're seeing that you're having
Yeah,
like
for sure. Even stuff like being having allergic to different foods, nuts is like huge, or different like dairy, gluten. I mean, there's so many food allergies just.
And it makes you wonder, because like I said, when we were kids, you didn't hear that. So it makes you wonder.
Right.
They're putting things in the food or our air. But a lot of people are experiencing lupus. It's where your body is attacking your healthy your healthy tissue. Before my health journey, that's kind of exactly what I had. I had a reaction where my skin would itch, and I would just claw myself, and it would whelp up. And I went to the doctor, and they would say, "Oh, you have too much histamine in your body. It's no big deal. That's normal." And I'm like, "No, this is not normal." I would do these like little circles on my arm like the Olympics, and it would whelp up. I could write
wow.
and it would whelp up. And so when I made some health changes back in 2013, I didn't realize it, but I just noticed my issue went away. And so I'm really thankful that I changed and made decisions. That's what we want to talk about today. Little simple things we can do, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So do you have a testimony, something like that, in an autoimmune issue, or what has been your experience?
Yeah, I actually had a skin issue as well, and it was white and scaly skin, and I still have it, but it really helped when I changed my diet, and so I also had I don't know if I was allergic to something, but I did have a digestion issue. I had a lot of gas and bloatedness, and very quickly when I changed my diet, it went away, and it's as long as I stick with that, it stays with that. But as soon as I revert, then that comes back. So
it just goes to show you how important diet and staying on that path, and the key is finding out what works. And that's
right.
kind of what we want to share too, is things that have helped us could help others.
And
but even like you said, going back to diet, and I think it comes down to, I've noticed acidic foods versus alkaline foods. And some of the acidic foods that could cause inflammation: red meat, processed meat, alcohol, refined grains, artificial foods which have additives,
right.
Any kind of food that you may be allergic to, which is what you spoke on. But have you heard of the dark shades? There's talking about the gut and the leaky gut. And I think there's a gentleman out there that talks on that. And with the dark shades, the little seed that's in there, do you know what it's called? Is it legends or looms?
Legumes?
I think so. Yeah. That's in the nightshades. Is that right? Am I right?
I'm not sure, but I know the nightshade, like tomatoes and
Yeah, they are
bell
very
peppers.
inflammatory. And the
Yeah.
reason being is I've heard that they've discovered that the plant, that's their defense mechanism,
Mm.
is when you eat their seed, it backfires on you. And so it's a way for the plant to say, hey, don't eat me. So it's survival for the plant.
Right,
It's really
right.
neat to learn about plants. They're living and alive creatures too.
Yeah,
But the refined carbohydrates, tomatoes, eggplants, potatoes, and peppers, those are sort of the dark shade. So,
right.
which are basically acidic. So, what are
Yeah,
some other things you have found that have you feel are inflammatory to the body?
yeah. So, I mean, 99% of all Americans have what we call chronic inflammation. And so it's a really high number. And and some of the main things that cause there's like four things. So lack of omega-3 is one. So that will cause your cell membranes to become impermeable. So you don't absorb nutrients as well. You don't get rid of toxins as well. And so that is one thing that is a big part of causing inflammation. Another thing is malnutrition. So just not getting all the vitamins and minerals that we need. We have a very high calorie diet in America, the SAD diet, standard American diet, and very low nutrition density. So we don't get very much out of the food that we get nutrition wise. So it's really important to be aware of that, and supplement is one way I think to go with. And a third thing is your digestive system. So your biome, the bacteria in your gut, is another thing that also cause a lot of inflammation. And all these things are things that most Americans struggle with. And then the fourth thing that like you were getting into is sugar. So sugar in different forms, but also simple carbs, like you were saying, that actually turns into sugar very quickly. So those are things that are very, very serious here in the US, in the West in general. So something that you really, if you want to be having your optimal health, take care of those things, because those things cause about 90, maybe more % of all diseases. So if you can take care of that, you are doing yourself a very big favor.
Yeah, when I did the keto diet, I learned very well, about the protein and the carbs and things. And I'm telling you, going through the grocery stores in the US, every aisle is nothing but carbs, packaged food,
Yeah,
like we said on our last call. If you have it's in a bag or a box or a can, it's
right.
made. It's not
Yeah.
organic. And we need to get back to, so let's talk about some of the things we can do that, goes back to being alkaline foods for best for anti-inflammatory foods. Number one, a supplement is a spice that we can all get our hands on. There's different grades and levels of all, but turmeric, any kind of turmeric, I think is good.
Mm-hmm.
Olive oil, just simply switching to cook with olive oil, or I do the unrefined coconut oil, avocado, leafy greens. You got your berries, which is your strawberries and your blueberries and cherries.
Mm-hmm.
Green tea, broccoli, and I love broccoli, thank goodness. A lot of people don't, but I think a lot of it's a mindset. People think they're
Right.
supposed to like them.
Right.
We got salmon, garlic. I'm a big proponent. Whenever I talk to people, please do raw garlic, and just swallow it little. You don't have to chew it and you don't have the smell, but it's so beneficial. You've got oily fish. The nuts are your best to eat are the almonds and your walnuts. And of course, also oranges. And for your treat, and this was what my treat was when I did keto, and I would like to get back on that, is dark chocolate. I love dark chocolate.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are some things you have found, or what's some of your favorite foods to help fight that inflammation?
Definitely the dark leafy greens are great. and because they have a very high concentration of vitamins. And also what I find is if you can limit the amount of omega-6 in your diet, because like you were saying, when you go through the supermarket, there's so much processed food, and a lot of that has a lot of omega-6 in it, because most of us get way too much. And omega-6 actually causes inflammation in your body. So, and then like you were saying, getting fish a lot, but you have to eat a lot of it, and it's tricky. So for that, I recommend an omega-3 combined with antioxidants, because that will increase your omega-3 absorption very much. So.
Well, that's great. And then, of course, the final thing that we all can do is to drink more water to flush out,
Yes,
to keep that
sure.
inflammation down.
Yes.
And, I don't know if you've ever seen the little illustration of where you have maybe a vase, or vase, however you want to say it, and you put the rocks in, and you put the pebbles in, and you put the sand in, and, all these little crevices gets filled up. And the last thing you pour in is water, so that, it's a neat illustration of how that kind of represents our body. We're putting all these things in, and,
Yeah.
We can help keep flushing those things out with water.
Yeah.
Not all water's the same.
Right.
But I'd love for folks to get in touch with you and you can let them know what you have found to do, and, your supplementation that you're doing, if they want to reach out to you.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Yeah.
Same with myself.
Yeah.
We're glad to continue the conversation with anyone, share what has worked for us. I think that's the key.
Yeah.
People don't know
Right.
what to do. People
Right.
looking for answers, and we can help guide.
Yeah.
And share our stories.
Yes. Yeah, we have we both of us, I believe, have really good sources for that. And so with water, how much would you say one should drink a day?
Well, typically they say you're supposed to drink your half of your body weight in ounces per day. So if you weigh 200, you need to drink about 100 ounces. But it's about a gallon for most folks. Mm-hmm. Most people are not drinking that much by any means. But they say if you want to remove the toxins from your body, you need to drink more than that. That's just to stay hydrated.
Right.
So,
yeah, we all want to do that.
I work cut out for us. It's discipline and a mindset. Like you said, that's the thing. I think people in America, especially, think they've got to have this or that. And, they'll go spend money on the material things, and they're not investing in their self and their health. And that's the most important thing, because if we don't have our health, none of the other things matter. And I wish people could realize that. They think, if I have health insurance, I'm going to be covered. But if you don't watch what you're doing, you work in your whole life, you're tired, by then you're sick, and then you're going to use your health insurance. The hospitals are going to get your retirement. You're on medication. So start early, kind of like that Christmas program, where you pay a little bit each month, and then you have your little nest egg at Christmas.
Right.
You got to do that for your health. You got to invest in yourself, or maybe you do need to buy or pay a little bit more up front now, and get on that track of healthy journey instead of waiting till you get down here.
Absolutely.
In trouble. And I'm so glad that my journey took me that way in 2013, because I know I would be having some health issues by now. And luckily I'm 52 now, and don't have any issues that, other than just, being wide open.
Yeah.
I got energy.
Yeah. And you look great.
You do too. I'm thankful for this knowledge, and I want to share that, because I see so many people hurting every day, in pain.
Right. And like you were saying, I think it is overwhelming. Where do you even begin? What do you do for your health? So both of us, what we work with is very science-based in a big way. And I think that's another key component, is that you want to look at something that's researched, and where science is a big part of it,
Yeah. And then results. You want
to
results.
Right. For sure.
And that's for sure. And we can't always make medical claims. We have to give disclaimers, but we tell folks to share it, and then get your own testimony. No one can take away your testimony.
Absolutely.
But when you get those testimonies, I know you feel the same way, Bibi. It's just that fuel that the fire that puts you back
Yeah.
to tell more
Right.
folks, because you're helping, you can actually see that,
Yeah, for
rewarding.
sure. Yeah. Yeah. And I just want to mention real quick, I myself also avoided knee surgery. And this was through supplementation as well. And I was just absolutely blown away.
That's amazing.
For me, it was very quickly, like 2 months, where I got rid of the pain.
And that's
So
amazing.
yeah,
But
yeah,
see,
it
people's
is.
mentality is not even there. Like, oh, they don't even realize they can possibly fix it on their own. And they think,
Mhm.
well, I have insurance. I'll go have surgery and I'll be out
Yeah.
of work. I'll be out of work for a few weeks. Yay, I'll be out.
Right.
And that's the mentality. And it's just so backwards. It's really sad.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Give your body what it needs, and it really a lot of times repairs itself. So
It really will. And I would much rather do that than, because once you have surgery and you start letting them cut on you,
mm,
and it may or may not help you, and you may be worse.
yeah,
And some of these things are irreversible.
right. It's true. Yeah.
Just avoid that at all costs. Let that be
Yeah.
your last option. So
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I've enjoyed chatting with you and learning, and
You too, Revonda.
I can't wait to hear what we're going to do. And I know the new year, I hope everyone out there is enjoying their new year and still working on their resolutions. And if
Right.
not, hey, if it fell off the wagon, just like a diet, you can get right back on it, right?
That's right. All right.
If you got any final things to say or tips, advice?
Oh, another thing I think is important is exercise and moving. It's great. One of the greatest things you can do for your brain, and mood, and how well you sleep, and your whole body will thank you. So keep moving and exercising.
Yes, indeed. That in itself, the sweating, releasing those inflammations that way as well.
Yeah.
All righty. Well,
All
I've
right.
enjoyed this. I look forward to the next time we can get together and
Yes.
enjoy the rest of your January and stay warm.
Yes, we'll try. All right.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.